Welcome to Ask Rare Class Notes YouTube channel. Before starting the video, I request you please support and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to like, comment, and share the video. Thanks. Paraphrasing of the poem, Lines from the Deserted Village, written by Oliver Goldsmith. Stanza 1. Original readings. Sweet Auburn, loveliest village of the plain, where health and plenty cheered the laboring swain, where smiling spring its earliest visit paid, and parting summer's lingering blooms delayed. Simple and easy paraphrasing of Stanza 1, line by line. The poet praises Auburn, calling it the most beautiful village in the area. It was a place where hard-working villagers enjoyed good health and an abundant life. Spring arrived early in Auburn, bringing joy and beauty to the village. Even when summer ended, its flowers and beauty stayed longer in the village. Paraphrasing of Stanza 1, in a paragraph. The poet fondly remembers Auburn as a beautiful and charming village, the loveliest in the area. It was a place where hard-working people lived happily, enjoying good health and abundance. Spring arrived early to brighten the village, and even as summer ended, its flowers and beauty lingered, making the village feel warm and welcoming for a long time. Stanza 2. Original readings. Dear lovely bowers of innocence and ease, seats of my youth, when every spark could please, how often have I loitered o'er thy green, where humble happiness endeared each scene, how often have I paused on every charm. Paraphrasing of Stanza 2, line by line. The poet fondly remembers the peaceful and beautiful spots filled with simplicity and innocence. These were the places where he spent his childhood, finding joy in everything around him. He recalls wandering leisurely through the green fields of the village. The simple joys of life made every moment in the village special and heartwarming. He often stopped to admire the beauty and charm of the surroundings. Paraphrasing of Stanza 2, in a paragraph. The poet fondly remembers the beautiful and peaceful places of his childhood, where life was simple and full of joy. These were the places where he spent his youth, finding happiness in even the smallest things. He recalls wandering through the green fields, where every moment felt special, and often stopping to admire the beauty of the surroundings. Stanza 3. Original readings. The sheltered cot, the cultivated farm, the never-failing brook, the busy mill, the decent church that topped the neighboring hill, the hawthorn bush, with seats beneath the shade, for talking age and wisping lovers made. Paraphrasing of Stanza 3, line by line. The poet describes the cozy cottages and well-kept farms in the village. He mentions the constant flowing brook and the bustling mill where people worked. The modest church stood proudly on top of a nearby hill. The hawthorn bush provided shaded seating beneath its branches. The seats were used by elderly villagers to chat and by young lovers to share secrets. Paraphrasing of Stanza 3, in a paragraph. The poet describes the charming features of the village, such as the cozy cottages, well-kept farms, and the constant flow of the brook near the bustling mill. He mentions the modest church standing proudly on a nearby hill. The hawthorn bush, with seats beneath its shade, was a special spot where elderly villagers would gather to chat, and young lovers would sit and whisper to each other, adding to the village's warmth and sense of community. Stanza 4. Original readings. How often have I blessed the coming day, when toil remitting lent its turn to play, and all the village train, from labour free, led up their sports beneath the spreading tree, while many a pastime circled in the shade. Paraphrasing of stanza 4, line by line. The poet recalls how often he felt grateful for the arrival of a new day. He remembers when hard work would pause, giving way to fun and enjoyment. The entire village, relieved from their daily work, would come together. They would gather under the wide branches of a large tree to play games. They enjoyed various games and activities in the cool shade of the tree. Paraphrasing of stanza 4, in a paragraph. The poet fondly recalls the joy of mornings in the village when work would pause, allowing time for fun and relaxation. He remembers how the entire village, relieved from their daily labor, would gather under the wide branches of a tree to play and enjoy themselves. There, in the shade, they shared various games and pastimes, creating happy memories together. Stanza 5, original readings. The young contending as the old surveyed, and many a gambol frolicked o'er the ground, and sleights of art and feats of strength went round, and still as each repeated pleasure turred, succeeding sports the mirthful band inspurred. Paraphrasing of stanza 5, line by line. The young villagers competed in games while the older ones watched. There were playful activities and cheerful games across the field. People showed off their skills and strength during the games. When one activity became tiring or boring, they moved on to another. New games and activities kept the group happy and entertained. Paraphrasing of stanza 5. In a paragraph, the poet remembers how the young people in the village would compete in games, while the older villagers watched and enjoyed the lively scene. Children played happily, running and laughing across the ground, showing off their skills and strength. When one game or activity became tiring, a new one would start, keeping the group entertained and full of joy. Stanza 6. Original readings. The dancing pair that simply sought renown by holding out to tire each other down. The swain mistrustless of his smutted face, while secret laughter tittered round the place. The bashful virgin sighed long looks of love. Paraphrasing of stanza 6, line by line. 2. People danced together, hoping to earn admiration. They tried to outlast each other by dancing as long as they could. A young man, unaware that his face was smudged, carried on confidently. Meanwhile, others laughed quietly at his smudged face. A shy young woman cast loving glances from the side, too timid to express her feelings openly. Paraphrasing of stanza 6, in a paragraph. The poet describes the simple and innocent joys of village life. He recalls dancing pairs competing to see who could last the longest without getting tired. There's a playful moment when a villager unknowingly has a smudged face, while others secretly laugh around him. He also highlights the shy glances of a young woman in love, capturing the sweet and modest nature of their lives. Stanza 7, original readings. The matron's glance that would those looks reprove. These were thy charms, sweet village, sports like these, with sweet succession, taught even toil to please. These round thy bowers their cheerful influence shed. These were thy charms, but all these charms are fled. Paraphrasing of stanza 7, line by line. The older women would give disapproving glances to correct such behaviors. These simple joys and activities were the delightful qualities of the village. These moments, one after another, made hard work feel enjoyable. These happy events spread cheer and warmth throughout the village. Sadly, these lovely qualities of the village have now disappeared. Paraphrasing of stanza 7. In a paragraph, the poet reflects on the simple, charming life of the village. He remembers the gentle, disapproving glance of an older woman toward the shy glances of young love. The village's joys, like these playful moments and activities, made even hard work feel enjoyable. These happy events brought cheer to the village, filling it with warmth and life. But now, sadly, all of these lovely charms are gone. Stanza 8. Original readings. Ill fares the land, to hastening ills a prey, where wealth accumulates and men decay. Princes and lords may flourish, or may fade. A breath can make them as a breath has made. But a bold peasantry, their country's pride, when once destroyed can never be supplied. Paraphrasing of stanza 8. Line by line. A country suffers greatly when it falls victim to growing problems. It is a place where riches grow, but the people lose their values and strength. The power of rulers and nobles can rise and fall over time. Their status can change quickly, just as easily as it was created. The strong, hard-working common people are the true pride of a nation. Once these people are gone, they cannot be replaced. Paraphrasing of stanza 8. In a paragraph, the poet laments the state of a country that suffers when wealth increases but its people decline in values and strength. He points out that rulers and the rich may rise and fall easily, as their power depends on fleeting circumstances. However, the hard-working common people, who are the true strength and pride of a nation, or irreplaceable, once they are gone, they cannot be restored, leaving the country weakened. The summary of the poem, Lines from the Deserted Village, written by Oliver Goldsmith. In the poem, In Lines from the Deserted Village, Oliver Goldsmith nostalgically recalls the beauty and simplicity of life in a village called Auburn. He describes it as a place full of charm, where people lived in harmony with nature and enjoyed health, happiness, and prosperity. The village had cozy cottages, lush farms, a peaceful brook, a busy mill, and a church on a hill. The community came together for games, dances, and simple joys, creating an atmosphere of warmth and innocence. The village was filled with innocence, love, and laughter, creating a sense of unity and peace. However, Goldsmith mourns the loss of this idyllic life, as all its charm and happiness have disappeared, leaving him with a deep sense of sadness and longing for the past. The central idea of the poem, Lines from the Deserted Village, written by Oliver Goldsmith. The central idea of Oliver Goldsmith's poem, Lines from the Deserted Village, is a nostalgic lament for the loss of a once thriving and idyllic rural village, Sweet Auburn. The poem describes the village's former beauty, simplicity, and happiness, where the people lived in harmony with nature, found joy in their work, and celebrated life through community activities. However, the speaker mourns the passing of this way of life, as the charms and vitality of the village have disappeared, symbolizing the impact of societal and economic changes that disrupted traditional rural life. The poem reflects on the loss of innocence, community, and the natural bond between people and their environment. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked this effort, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to like, comment, and share the video.